the Mavericks surprisingly got rid of Grant Williams. And we heard some rumblings while the season was going on. The Dallas Mavericks were determined to part ways with Grant Williams after he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. As per ESPN, that's Tim McMahon, who Jason Kidd and Luka Doncic and all these guys always get on about anything basketball, right? Notably, he also switched his basketball sneakers from Luka's to Jason Tatum's signature shoes. This is the Dunk Central, not to be confused with the Dunk Central on ESPN on Twitter. Because on Twitter, you have the Dunk Central. Look, they have 1.5 million followers. They're more, they got the blue check mark, so they're official, right? So this is not fake. This is not fake news. Notably, Grant Williams also switched his basketball sneakers from Luka's signature sneakers to Jason Tatum's signature shoes. Remember, Luka Doncic used to play alongside Jason Tatum in Boston. So, like, that was, I guess, a sneak. He sounds immature, Grant Williams. Right? That's what it sounds like. But the reason why Twitter is so hilarious is because look at this. Look at this. Look how Kyrie's looking at him. Look, this is Grant Williams taking a selfie, filming himself during the game on the bench or whatever he's doing. Kyrie's looking at him like, dog, what are you doing? Out of here. And look how he's laughing. Look how Grant Williams is laughing. He looks like a schmuck. AllBall wanted to trade for Grant Williams, by the way. How dare you even think so? This was horrible. Horrible. Also, so before we end that, Grant Williams, I think, was traded from the Dallas Mavericks, and you see Kyrie Irving and these guys, they don't take him seriously. Luka Doncic doesn't take him seriously. If he did, like, if Kyrie's, passive aggressive, he's been criticized enough in his career, right? Kyrie has, and he got traded. Like, it was imminent. He signed a 4-year, $53 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks in the offseason, and he's traded less than 6 months later. This explains why. And the fact that they did it so fast, says a lot. It shows you what the Mavericks really think about him in general. They had to get rid of him. They shipped him to the Hornets. And they got back PJ Washington, which is a good deal. But the better deal for them was Gafford. Well, the Mavericks, I really believe this puts them in a different position against everybody in the Western Conference. You got two guys in Kyrie and Luka, high IQ, could go for 40 at any given time. Man, and now you have Derek Lively. I don't know if he's going to be healthy. It seems like they're trying to spell his way into being healthy, and we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, for their sake, hopefully he is. But the fact that they wanted to get rid of Grant Williams says a lot. And Luka and them, you got back Gafford. I think Gafford, I told Dom earlier, the Clippers really don't want to see the Mavericks because they both have health issues, right? So even if you're going to say, oh, if the Clippers are fully healthy, if they're both fully healthy, this is a 6-7 game series now. Clippers versus Mavericks. Mavericks versus anybody is now a 7-game series, in my opinion. Luka could win you, could pull you into 2, maybe 3 games, keep you into 2 or 3 games up in the air. And then Kyrie could do the same thing. And now defensively, they need those possessions where they could close out. They really do. Who's in the mix? Fleet in the building. I was talking about some pop culture stuff earlier, Fleet. Don't mind me. And in my opinion, the Mavericks are now in that position. And also, I love what Jason Kidd said here, man. Let me see. Copy link. They make this way too difficult for me to do what I want to do, man. Oh, there they go again. Yo, you messing me up in my notes, man. They messed up my notes. That ain't right. I have my notes set up so lovely. Wow. Wow. They messed up my notes, man. All right. Well, let me see. Jason Kidd. Damn it. There was a quote from Jason Kidd. There was a quote from Jason Kidd, and he said that Luka and Kyrie are not 23 years old, fighting to see who the alpha is on the team. I'll probably post it up when I'll fix it up later. Um, and that's indicative of this because Grant Williams is showing the signs of immaturity of a 23-year-old or a young guy that they're trying to avoid. Like if Luka and Kyrie aren't being immature about it, it sounds like where the hell does Grant Williams feel like he can pull something like that off? That makes zero sense, right? And I like Luka. Jason Kidd said this is not a 23-year-olds fighting to see whose team this is. This is clearly Luka's team. Remember, Jason Kidd is all too familiar with fighting over whose team it is at 23 years old. If you don't know, Jason Kidd was drafted by the Dallas Mavericks. He was there with Jim Jackson and Jamal Mashburn, two other stars at the time in the NBA. Hopefully, that thing doesn't sound as loud as it does in here from the outside. And Jim Jackson claims that the rumors weren't true about Tony Braxton, and they fought over a woman. Tony Braxton was a singer in the 90s, man. I don't want to say she was Beyonce. She wasn't Beyonce, but damn, she was close, man. Like Tony Braxton was on fire in the 90s. And supposedly there was a fight over her in that locker room. That's how controversial the Dallas Mavericks were in the 90s. Those Triple J's, Jamal Mashburn from Uptown in New York, Jim Jackson, I forgot where he's from. I know he went to Ohio State. He was my favorite player at the time in the mid 90s, by the way. That's a fun fact for me. All because he scored like a 50-point game or something like that. And I didn't know I have any idea about basketball. I was starting to learn. But it was once Jason Kidd got there, it changed a lot of things. There was three superstars in Dallas, and they quickly got rid of disbanded that team. Like these were three young guys in their early 20s. So when Jason Kidd makes a statement like that, he's talking about that. He's talking about like, yo, we don't need to fight over this, over silly situations. Luka's 23, 24. Kyrie is 31, 32. And he made the statement, yo, this is Luka's team, period. Awesome. Grant Williams, out of here. That's important. And I think he's saying if Kyrie was 23, right? Like if Kyrie and Luka are both 23, this doesn't work. So the balance in age and maturity, it just, it makes for the departure of Grant Williams that much easier. And again, I think it's scary for the Mavericks to have to get Gafford. Because if Gafford and Lively are healthy, healthy. Again, as a Knicks fan, we keep talking about Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein being healthy. If they're healthy, we're gonna go crazy, right? But if the Mavericks have Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford healthy, and you got PJ Washington, come on, man. Like this is The Phoenix Suns, you're in trouble. Clippers, you're in trouble. Nuggets, you're in trouble. These guys can score with all of you guys, and they can close certain possessions out. They can get stops. They can get transition points with these blocks. Gafford, I think that's who I wanted from Washington. It cost them a first-round draft pick too. That's what I wanted to check. Gafford, Mavericks. The pick was acquired via a separate deal between the Mavs and Oklahoma City, in which the Mavs sent a 2028 pick swap to the Thunder for a 2024 first round pick. What? Nah. Come on, man. A 2024 first round pick. Dallas Mavericks pick? From Mavs via Thunder. Even if it's the Oklahoma City Thunder first round pick or the Mavs, they're both playoff teams. The Thunder probably have even less of a chance of getting anywhere near a top 10. Ah. Listen, man. That hurts. That hurts. Especially if you're the Phoenix Suns or anybody. Maybe about the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers should have offered their 2024 pick if they have it for Gafford. Actually, they shouldn't. They ain't making the playoffs. Either way, shout out to the Mavericks, like, and Mark Cuban for turning around everything in an instant after just blowing everything. Pause. Come on, you lost Jalen Brunson. They were hugging him for dear life last night at the Garden. Luka Doncic always shows love to Jalen Brunson. Too little, too late though. The one that got away, Jalen.